Hey y'all, here we are today. We're about to make another recipe from my Amish cookbooks. This is going to be a quickie video because we've got friends coming we're so excited about. It's a young lady, a young mama who's so sweet and wonderful. She was our first babysitter. Now she is a mother of her own, and she's going to come today while we talk a little bit about some projects and some ideas we have to collaborate. I'll be honest with you, I've never made this particular recipe out of this cookbook, so this is the first time, so let's do it together. Okay, so I'm not going to turn this mixer on for you to have to listen to because it's loud and it's kind of broken. It only runs when I plug it in. The switch is broken, so I'll be mixing up behind the scenes. But we have 1 cup of butter. 1 cup, 2 sticks is 1 cup. Okay. Then it says to cream the butter and the sugar. Right now my butter's already soft. Normally I might go ahead and cream it a little bit to soften it, but it's already soft. So I'm going to go ahead and add a 1/2 cup of white sugar. This is organic cane sugar. 1 cup of brown sugar. It usually says to pack the brown sugar in most recipes, but this recipe did not say that, and I just want to give you a tip and tell you that I never pack the brown sugar anyway in any recipe where it calls for, because I just want it a little tiny bit less sweet. So I never pack the brown sugar. Alright, so it says to cream the butter and sugars. So let's do that. I'm using my KitchenAid, and I'm using the whisk attachment because I do want it to be creamy, and this is going to allow air to circulate and cream up my butter and sugar. A little bit better than the blade attachment, I think, but you can use the blade attachment if that's what you want to use. Okay, I've turned off my mixer, but we do have that all creamed up, butter and sugar.
Looks yummy.
Yes. Just to remind you, if this is the first video you've watched in my Amish cookbook series, you'll know, or you may not know, that I follow the recipe to the T, and then you can modify as you wish. So this was our butter and our brown sugar and our white sugar, and I use, because I don't buy refined, I use the organic cane sugar. Alright, so I've scraped that down.
So why do you use both of the sugars, white and
Good
brown?
question. She says, why do I use both white sugars? She comes up with good questions, doesn't she? I didn't tell her to say that, did I? Good question. She pays attention. Why? 2 different flavors. The brown sugar usually has a molasses kind of flavor to it. You can actually make your own brown sugar using white sugar and molasses, but brown sugar has more of a molasses flavor, so it just gives it extra definition, more flavor, good sweetness. All right, cream, sugars, and butter. Add egg and vanilla. Crack the egg. Let's put it in here. Why do we put it on a plate first? Tell our friends.
So that we can make sure no shells get in our food.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to kind of trying not to get a lot of extra work for myself today. So I'm just putting that on there. What else does it say? Add egg and vanilla. Oh, you remember our vanilla? Miss Elise gave us our vanilla. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I can eyeball it, y'all. All right, so add egg and vanilla. So let's do that. Someday we'll get the mixer fixed. Okay. All right, I'm going to talk over the mixer for right now. Hope that doesn't annoy y'all. We've got 2 cups of flour, and this happens to be the King Arthur unbleached flour, which is what I buy when I've run out of my bulk food order. We've got 1 cup of oats. Now it says to use quick or regular. I feel like I'm screaming. Do you remember from our oatmeal eating this morning? Do you remember? This happens to be quick, but do you remember what I told you? What's the difference in this and the bigger flakes?
I think I've forgotten.
Okay, this is just processed, chopped up to cook faster. So I have it by accident. Didn't mean to buy this, but certainly going to use it. So we've got 1 cup of quick cooking oats, or 2 cups of flour, teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm going to dump it in the flour. Teaspoon of salt. I always use Himalayan sea salt or Redmond's real salt. Teaspoon of baking soda. Y'all, you see me referring back when I've taught little Missy here. When I use a recipe for the first time, I'm always referring back because just to make sure I get it right. So that's what I do. All right, it says to alternate the dry ingredients, which would be your oatmeal and your spices and your flour, with the pumpkin. Now it calls for 1 cup of solid pack pumpkin. What that means is it's plain pumpkin, whether you can it yourself or you get it at the grocery store, but it is not a can of what they call pumpkin pie filling. This is just plain old pumpkin. So add alternately. You know what alternate means?
No.
Okay, do one thing and then the other. Alternate. All right, so if you are eating a peanut butter and jelly and drinking a glass of milk, you might alternate between taking a bite and taking a sip. Taking a bite and taking a sip. Alternate. One thing and then the other.
Does pumpkin pie filling and just this pumpkin come out from the middle of a real pumpkin?
Yeah, it's all pumpkin. Another good question. So pumpkin pie filling is where they've already added the stuff that you need to make a pumpkin pie. And I think you only add the milk, if I'm not mistaken, and the eggs, milk and the eggs. So it's already got the spices in it and the sugar, I think. So anyway, your friends want to see your face, not just the back of your head. This is plain old pumpkin. Okay, we're going to alternate wet and dry. All right, I'm going to go with dry first. Actually, I'm going to mix, hold your question, I'm going to mix this up a little bit, the cinnamon, salt, and spices. Get it kind of a little bit mixed up. All right, there we go. What was your question?
Why do you want to add the dry first?
Just because that's what I picked. I'm going to end with the wet. Just because that's what I picked.
Are chocolate chips considered dry?
They're extra. They're add-ons. You know, like when you go to that yogurt place y'all like, you get add-ons. I'm making a mess. Oh well. Here, I'll do it this way. I was trying to do it where our friends could see, but I'm not. My arms don't work that direction. Okay. And I'll just add some more of this. I'm letting it. You know what? I'm going to scrape down the sides. Yeah. You know what? This is very similar to pumpkin bread that I make. You know, I mean, it's very, very, very similar. This is just cookie style. In fact, I'm not sure if it's not nearly the same thing. I'm stacking all my stuff up there nice and neatly, so when y'all go home, when you're through leaving our you leave our kitchen, I'll be able to clean it up real quick. Also, another thing is if it didn't have anything wet or contaminating like an egg in it, I'll just wipe it off. Don't make more work for yourself. Don't I tell you that all the time? Don't make more work for yourself. Just wipe it out and put it up. Why wash it? All right, so, oh, this is funny. It doesn't even say to add the chocolate chips. It says add alternately the dry ingredients in the pumpkin. Bake in 375-degree oven until firm and slightly brown. They left out, they put this in the ingredients list. They left it out of the directions. All right. Well, I'm going to say I probably should have gone to that flat attachment at this point.
Still looks yummy.
Well, it's fine. It's just good work. Take it. I know y'all can't see it. I apologize. Okay, it's all scraped down. I'm going to add my chocolate chips. Again, do it by hand if you want. It'll be fine. This wouldn't be too hard to do by hand. 1 cup of chocolate chips. It says you can use peanut butter chips or raisins, but you know, chocolate. Duh.
Yeah, we love chocolate around here.
We do. And raisins would be good in it too. Very, very, very good. We have our pans. Remember what I've told y'all about parchment, how I love parchment. We have our pans. We have our little Pampered Chef scoop thing. Okay, I'm turning it off, raising it up. I'm gonna scrape everything down. I don't like to waste. Reminds me, my mama used to let me lick the beater. It was usually right there with her in the kitchen. Those of you who are concerned with our licking the beater because it's got a raw egg, please don't be. Farm fresh eggs, we trust them. Okay, so here's what it looks like. Can you see that? Look at that. All right. So we're gonna put it on our pans. Parchment is the way to go. Keep my wet and dry together there. Separated.
There's still a little bit of pumpkin.
All right, got it. And here we go. Well, here we go. We've got them out of the oven and our guests have arrived. We're so glad you're here. You were one of the very first, you were the first non-family person in this house.
Non-family person.
And so she took care of these littles when we moved in, and little Music Man was 1 year old and you were 4. Oh, you were 4 years old. Can you believe how they, and they were in her wedding, too. 2 of them were. So we have pumpkin cookies from our Amish cookbook that we hope you'll try. What do you think, buddy?
Is that good?
Y'all hit subscribe below and come back and see us next time for the next video. Thanks for watching.
Can you say bye? Say bye.
Say bye.
Bye.